What's up, everyone? It's your boy Scott. Welcome to the Scott Report, and today we got some big news. And if this news is good or bad, it's going to depend on what side of the fence you're on. And me personally, I don't know how to feel about it, because what's going on isn't a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either, because I wanted so much more. And that news is that it was confirmed by the mangaka Shirai in the author's comments of the latest, Shonen Jump mag and chapter, that the Promised Neverland has entered its final arc. Wow, this is it. This is the end, and it's still shocking, even though we knew that, around the Goldie Pond arc. So, anime onlys, you might want to click off of this video, because there's going to be some stuff that we might get into that's going to be a little bit spoilery. With the anime being so close to coming, I don't want to ruin the experience for you. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to spoil, but I don't have any flow for this, so I'm just going. But, around the Goldie Pond arc, it was said that, Shirai said that the series was 50% complete. And I remember chatting with you guys and in the comments and everything, where you guys were like, oh no, so that means it's going to end at chapter 100 or whatever. And, I gave you guys some feedback. I'm like, no, this isn't ending this soon. Just because they say it's 50% complete, this could be like, I thought it was going to be like a One Piece 50% complete, where it was like, yeah, this is the final arc and it's going to take 8 years like Bleach, But yeah, we're getting the conclusion of the Promised Neverland and leading up to it, and this still could last for quite some time. But we just got our 100th chapter, so that's going to be a rather short run for this series. And these are the things that I'm talking about where I don't know how to feel about it, because I just want more Promised Neverland. I don't want this series to end. I want it to keep going and going and going. But I'm coming into this with the utmost respect for Shirai Sensei for having a vision in mind on where he wants this series to go. Because if they're saying now that this is the final arc, that means that an end is in sight. An end was already planned. An end is already in mind. And even though we're just at 100 chapters, think about it. Death Note, which is one of the possibly greatest suspense, stories of all, was only like 105 chapters. So Promised Neverland is probably going to clock in at maybe 150 if I had to estimate. That's still a pretty short run. It was some news that it was probably only going to be 20 or 30 chapters. And I like that. I like that there is an end in sight. There's a goal in sight. Even with Horikoshi with My Hero Academia, some news came out about that he only plans for it to be 20 or 30 chapters, so we might be getting to the end of that too. And I like this. I like when things aren't dragged along, because when the series gets dragged through the mud, it becomes Naruto, it becomes Bleach, it becomes things that feel rushed. It becomes, things that aren't the mangaka's vision anymore, because, they just have to keep this thing going. And it might not have been their true vision, or the plug might have been pulled on it a little bit too soon. But this is big news, guys. And the thing that kind of worries me while I'm mentioning that this could very well change or it could take longer is that this is on the cusp of the anime. The anime is coming out in January, and the popularity for this series is just going to skyrocket. So will this make Shirai pull a Hajime Isayama with Attack on Titan and start to change things? Will the narrative, will the want to end this in a different way, or the need to end it this quick at all, change once the anime hits? Because this is going to blow up. We already know it. And it's not like this series is getting its plug pulled, because there are constant color pages and celebrations for the Promised Neverland. The popularity for it has been off the charts. So it's not like this is being rushed. Again, this is an actual conclusion we're getting to the series, and I have the utmost respect for that. And knowing that there's an ending in mind, you just have to assume that now we're going to start getting the answers that we were seeking. Like, where's Norman? Where's Mama? Is William Minerva dead? We're going to start getting those answers. And we're going to start getting them soon. And the end goal was already in sight for quite some time. At least at the start of this arc, with Emma saying that we're just going to go around, we're going to free everybody from all the farms. And Promised Neverland, if you really strip it down and think about it, even going back to the beginning of the series, it seemed like this story couldn't go that far to begin with, because we have these kids in these orphanages who are, being eaten and shipped off to these demons. And you kind of figured that once they escaped, that would have been the end of the story anyway. You know, people started to worry and wonder where the story was going to go. And even sometimes myself included, once, you know, they escaped, because you didn't have that much story to tell. And that's when the more theories came in, because the world really did open up in the Promised Neverland once they escaped. But this series could very well have just been about them trying to escape. They could have been in the orphanage. They could have made the orphanage even bigger and just had them trying to escape the entire time, but they didn't do that. They opened up the world. They introduced these mythos. You know, you have William Minerva. Is he real? Is he fake? Is he really who he say he is? Is he on his side? Does he want the war? You're meeting other demons like Musica and Songju, where you have to question and wonder whose side they're on. You have people like Lewis, and these are the things that kind of make me, you know, I'm sad that it's ending so soon, because you could have did so much more with Lewis, because he has been one of the best villains that we've had in the past couple of years, at least last 2 or 3. And now we're not going to have that anymore. He's gone. You know, we still have the big bad with the demon who we need to find out who he is, but we're getting to that now. The last chapter, dragons was introduced. We got a damn dragon out here. And the main demon whose name we either they're scribbling out on purpose or we just can't pronounce is being shown. So, you know, the seeds are being sown that this could very well be the end. Just, you know, everybody, we need to get that reunion with Norman once he gets together, and we need to find out what Mama is. We need to get Phil out. We need to get the revolution. And let's clap it up for Phil again, because he actually got, I think, number 4 in the most popular charts. And this kid, he's gonna skyrocket. I mean, this is probably the first and last popularity poll, but for him to get that high that quick, because there's been some pretty good characters in this series. Man, I'm just not ready to let this series go. But again, I can completely respect where this is coming from with this series. You know, for the mangaka to have an end in mind and to end it while it's still good, while it's still interesting, and while it's not at threat of being stretched out and turned into something that is not, in order to appease the popularity. All we can do now is, with it being said that we know this is in the final arc, we got an anime coming up. We're definitely going to get the full adaptation of this series. Whether it's going to have to be 2 core, maybe 3. Hasn't been confirmed how many episodes we're getting for season 1 yet of Promised Neverland, because definitely going to be a season 2. I have a feeling it's probably only going to be 12 episodes. I think if it's going to be 24, they're going to have to really pace that out like how they do My Hero, because we're only at 100 chapters, and I think chapter 36, 37-ish will be the perfect place for them to stop the series. And then when we come back for season 2, maybe get extended. And maybe about time season 2 is announced, we'll be heading towards the end. And it's not uncommon for, you know, for animes to end before, you know, the manga. We kind of saw that with Akame got killed in its own way. You know, it started to show things that was near the end of the series. Also, you know, After the Rain. I think After the Rain, the anime ended before the manga, but I didn't get a chance to compare which ones is which. So I'll be interested to see how this goes. The popularity of the Promised Neverland is just going to skyrocket. I mean, it's going to shoot through the roof. So guys, chime in, let me know. And you know how I get down here. Again, I already said, when I'm wrong, I admit I'm wrong. You guys are saying, you know, Scott, this is the halfway point, so this is going to end in a year or so. And I'm like, no, it's not. But it looks like, I was wrong. It looks like this is ending sooner than I thought. Now, that's not to say that it's going to be stretched out, but I didn't expect that this was going to be it. We're in the end all is going to be all of this series. I'm not ready to let it go, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you as devastated as I am? I mean, if anything, that just means I'm going to have to get on the ball now because this series is ending. But this news rocked me today. I mean, I was hype about it because I know that we're going to get a good conclusion. I know we're going to get the vision that the mangaka actually wanted. Is going to be something that the mangaka actually wanted to do. It's not going to be rushed. It's not forced. The plug is getting pulled on it. And I'll catch up with you guys later. So if you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like. If you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's not a shortage of content for you to indulge on this channel. As I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now. Just chose to listen to me. I really appreciate that. So thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. Soon we'll be saying farewell to Promised Neverland. See you soon.